Is here. Hi, Greg.
It's here in spirit.
All right, we can get started. And we're recording. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, 6:32 p.m. This is a meeting of the Bolton Advisory Committee on a rare Wednesday evening meeting. Thanks for everyone's flexibility. Okay, we're continuing our review of the FY27 budget. And first up on our agenda is our town accountant, Ninotchka.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
All right, let's just walk through this.
Yep, I will. I have the budget here somewhere. Here it is. I'll share it. Okay. Everyone see that? And we're up at 135. Town accountants. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first one is salary. The account salary is flat for next year. So it was my understanding that this role would have increased hours and new responsibility for FY27, but seems like the select board doesn't share that view and is not supporting that. So I just wanted to make you aware that that won't be something that I'm able to do next year. I know we had talked about the financial forecasting and things like that. So it'll just be strictly accounting kind of stuff.
Okay, just
Not
business.
super happy about it, but I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
Okay.
The $1,000 is the stipend for holding the government certified governmental accounting certification.
What pipe cleaners through, around,
Nope.
Okay.
Purchases of services, $3,000. That is for our OPEB evaluation, the report that the actuarial does. Software support is for my accounting software for Vadar. Now, the fun one, the audit. So you'll see that has increased an insane amount.
Yeah.
I sent out requests for proposals and I got one response, and that was it. So unfortunately, what we're seeing is just the gobbling up of audit firms by bigger firms. They honestly can almost charge you whatever they want. It's disheartening. I've asked the Department of Revenue if they have any thoughts on this, and they don't know what to do about it either. You know, some communities, we're lucky we actually have our audit done this year, but a lot of communities don't even have them finished yet because these firms are so busy. So I'd like to say we can find somebody else, but I don't know how we would do that, unfortunately. Supplies, just, your regular office supplies. Meetings has increased because I don't know if you know, I'm also the town accountant in Boylston, so I split meeting costs with Boylston, and I'll be leaving them next year, so that will be all Bolton's costs.
Oh.
And that's it. So if you have any questions, fire away.
Okay, thank you. Back on the audit, are we switching firms this year? Is that-
No, that was the one that responded.
So it's the same firm
Yeah.
that's been charging us 20,000 now has almost doubled.
So they have been bought up like 3 times.
Yeah.
So they're a national firm now, not just a little local
Hmm.
CPA firm.
Hmm.
And there's also new GASB requirements that, from what I'm told, require a lot more work. I'm not an auditor, but
Okay.
I feel kind of stuck here and not super happy about it.
Yeah. All right.
So if you know an auditor, let me know.
Right. Oh, Don's here too. Hi, Don.
Yep, sorry I'm late. Had some
Oh, that's
technical
okay.
problems.
That's okay. Does anyone have any questions for Ninotchka on the town accountant block? If not, is there a motion to approve the town accountant budget for 142,248?
I move we approve the town accountant budget for $142,248.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, roll call. Craig,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Don,
All right,
Greg.
I'm going to have a weird response. I just finished the Massachusetts conflict of interest training, and technically, Ninotchka, you are an immediate family member.
That is true.
So I need to abstain.
Okay, fair enough.
It's all right. I'll
Brian?
remember that at Easter. No, I'm just kidding.
Brian?
Aye.
Okay, and I'm an I as well. Great, thank you. All right, Ninotchka, now we're
Thank
going
you.
to jump all the way down to benefits, or actually debt, right? Let's see, 710 and 752, that's debt service?
So we don't have anything to present tonight. Marie is still waiting on those water treatment numbers. So I thought it was a little premature to just guess and put debt service in when we really don't know, and we'll have a better idea at the end of January. So,
Okay,
you know, the expectation is we're going to flatten that debt service. So I think you see it's like 130, what is it? 130,000 less than last year. So we'd like to try to keep that, you know, at least that amount, just to kind of,
to keep investing and
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, because once we eat up that, then something comes on next year, we don't have the capacity anymore.
right.
So that's the thinking behind that.
Okay, all right, so we'll defer that until we've got it ironed out in a
Okay. Perfect.
few weeks or whatever. Okay, so I think that's it for your piece. Great, thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to our town treasurer, Michelle. Saw you here, huh?
Okay, so we'll start with the
Okay.
treasurer budget.
Yes, let me see here. 145. Here we go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just walk through each line.
Sure, just briefly touch on it.
Okay, so salary is step increase. So that is what it is. And longevity is that's increased by how many people will hit the 10-year mark and what other benchmarks there are for our union employees. They have a little bit different. DPW has a little bit different. So we have people hitting benchmarks. So that's what it will be for FY27. Software support is an increase because our Vadar contract went up a little bit. And I'm going to be asking you for an employee portal for Harper's, my payroll system. That will allow the employees to access a lot of things online. It will also allow me not have to distribute pay stubs. So I'll save money on the delivery of those. But
Great.
it does cost a little bit more, but I personally think it's worth it. It's only an additional like 35 cents per check. And of course, that fluctuates because we don't know how many checks how many people we're actually going to pay every pay period because we have our reserve fire and police officers, and that always fluctuates. So it's always a little bit different. But I personally think that that's worth it. So I would like that to be considered.
Okay.
Postage, that, oh, I don't need to increase postage. Forgive me, I'm mixing up. Sometimes I mix up the treasurer and the collector budget with what I need to ask for.
Yeah.
Postage is definitely increased for the collector budget. For my budget, it is not. Tax title expenses, I can keep those flat for now. Office supplies, flat. Bank charges, flat. In-state travel and dues and meeting expenses can all be level funded. So that is it for that budget. Any questions?
Okay. Anyone have questions for Michelle on the treasurer's budget? Michelle, I had one very minor
Certainly.
question. So the dues, it looks like the dues jumped in this year to 210 and we're keeping it flat, but do you think you'll use the 210 this year?
Yes, dues, I'm required to be a member of the Worcester County Collectors and Treasurers Association and the Massachusetts Collectors Treasurers Association. So
Okay.
I do have to pay those dues.
And they increased in this year or something like that. That's what drove the increase to 210.
I have no idea why in FY25 that was $50. That we actually spent only $50. That I would have to look into why that is because it shouldn't be $50.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. 210 is
I'll
more.
have to definitely look into that because I don't understand. It could be the transition between Kristen leaving and me starting.
Oh,
I
And
bet
it
you that's
was,
what it was.
yeah, that's probably
Okay.
what it was.
okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the treasurer budget for $138,816?
I move we approve the treasurer's budget for $138,816.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Hi, sorry, technical difficulty.
great, Greg,
Aye.
and Brian.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm an aye as well. Okay, let's see, 146.
Okay. So for the collector budget, the salary for my assistant collector treasurer is in here, and that's a step increase. The stipend is my certification for collector and also my tax possession custodian of the tax possession properties stipend that I receive for that. Purchase of services, I am increasing that due to the increase that we've spent an average over the last 4 years. And what that is we pay the ACH fees for people who pay online via ACH only, not credit card. So the town gets a break. It's normally 50 cents per cart. And if the town pays, they only charge 25 cents per cart. So I like to encourage my residents to pay online.
Yeah.
And this is a good way to do it. And they like that they're getting a little something for free. And it really doesn't cost us that much money to make them feel good.
Yeah.
Especially with this tax bill.
Yeah.
The software again is Vadar. The increase is our new contract with Vadar. Postage is going up because the US Post Office likes to increase their postage at least once a year, every July, and occasionally they also bump it up in January.
Michelle, is there a possibility of doing some of this stuff electronically, like the postage? Or is there a law that says you gotta mail it?
Oh, there's a law that states I have to mail the tax bills.
Oh, well, I had to ask.
Yep. No, I don't blame you for asking. I ask every year. I'm like, can I do this? And I'm told, no, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather get it that way, but that's me.
Right. Well, Massachusetts is a little behind the times, I think, with stuff like that. So I do have to mail them. It's a nice thought, though. My tax taking expenses can level fund, office supplies level fund, the rest of it all level funds.
Okay,
And that's that.
great.
Any
Any
questions?
other questions for Michelle on the tax collector budget? If not, is there a motion to approve the tax collector budget for 96,719?
I move we approve the tax collector budget for $96,719.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg, Greg, Brian, okay, let's see, Greg,
There's a lot of technical issues tonight, Bob.
technical
Yeah.
issues. He says he's a yes. Okay, let me see, Brian.
Right?
Okay, I think we lost Brian. All right, well, I'm a yes. So either way, that's an approved. Okay, and then Michelle, we're going to drop down to the
Mhm.
bottom of the spreadsheet, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, a lot of this I don't have answers to. I do to a couple of things, which Nanochka did put in our Worcester Regional Assessment, so that number is in there.
Let me see. Is that 9/11, the Worcester Regional Retirement Assessment?
Yes. That is my number is slightly different though, Nanochka.
For which one? The health insurance?
No, for the
I
Worcester
mean-
Regional Assessment, I have $1,095,477.
Oh, that's weird.
Let me see. If I
Oh,
can-
this is the old, these are just, they're yellow. These are just placeholders.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
they're not, yeah.
Um,
Oh, because I thought,
Is that 1,095 fairly final?
Yeah.
the $1,095,477 is final.
Oh, that's good.
That's because we pay, we get a discount because we pay right on July 1st.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little anal about stuff like that. If anybody's going to give me a discount or higher interest rate or anything on it.
so what was that final number? 1,095,477.
477. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
So that's an
and-
increase of about that's an increase of $100,760, which
Right.
as increases go with something like this amount of money isn't horrible.
Right.
But everything else is, we don't know yet. I mean, halfway through the year so far, we've paid in Medicare $35,096.57. We're exactly halfway through.
Yeah.
You could expect that would approximately double, but we won't know till we get to the end of the fiscal year.
And just so
Okay.
I can jump in for 1 second, I have not uploaded a new master spreadsheet because I still don't know what we're doing about the COLA. And I
Right.
kind of feel like, why put something out that isn't even real numbers? So I'm hopeful that somebody's going to decide soon.
Yeah, we have a discussion on that probably next week. Okay, so.
And health
Menashe-
insurance numbers, I should have in the next couple of weeks. And really hold on to your hats, because it's not going to be pretty.
Oh, great,
Not
Yeah.
at all.
great.
No,
I-
the rumors that I'm hearing are really just not good. So, which means the schools.
Sure.
They
Yeah.
have to
Yep.
pay it too, so,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not gonna be pretty, so we have to prepare ourselves for that.
Ninotchka, is it worth us voting on the Worcester Regional Retirement Assessment? Do you think that's solid and
Yeah, that's solid. That
okay?
was, yeah.
All right, and we don't have a choice, right? That's an assessment. We're stuck with it.
Yeah, there's no choice on that. We have to pay it.
Yep. Okay, we'll vote on it anyway. Is there a motion to approve the Worcester Regional Retirement Assessment for $1,095,477?
I move we approve the Worcester Regional Retirement Assessment for $1,095,477.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
I'm an aye.
and Brian. Brian,
Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
I'm an aye.
Okay, great. And I'm an I as well. Okay, and we will defer all the other benefits votes until we've got a little more
Okay.
clarity on those numbers. Okay, great, excellent. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening, everyone.
You too.
Thanks. Okay, next up is our tree warden, Mark, and let's see, maybe Mark is
I'm here.
here with Leslie. Okay, excellent.
Yep.
That works out. Let me see. I'll jump up to. Okay, here we go. 294. Okay. Mark, go ahead.
So looking at the budget, pretty much level spending. We are requesting some additional funds for the wood disposal. That increased dramatically last year, and over the last 2 years, we've always kind of gone over that line item. Back in 24, we were about $1,000 over, and 25, we were about $2,000 over. Their disposal rate had gone up quite a bit, unbeknownst to us. We're not sure if there's going to be another increase this spring or not. But we do produce a fair amount of stuff that needs to go to the disposal yard. There's not a whole lot of other options for other disposal yards due to the cost of trucking. We did have a few loads that went home with the contractor, and they have a yard that they could dispose of it. But for the most part, it goes locally, and it's a pretty big line item.
Yep. Okay, great. Thank you. Does anyone have questions for Mark?
Have you ever spoken, Mark, to some of the local sawmills about dropping the stuff off there rather than paying to get rid of it
So-
like that?
Yeah, so typically most of the trees that we're removing are dead or have a fair amount of rot or decay. The years ago, prior to me starting in 1992, when the transfer station was still a landfill, they would sometimes drop some wood off there, and then the public would cut it up. Well, we had a member of the public get injured and then try to sue the town, and so we have decided that no one should be running a chainsaw on town property. So we started taking it to a disposal yard, and back then the cost was like $6 a cubic yard, and now it's $20 a cubic yard. So it does add up pretty quickly. Like I said, most of the trees have structural defects or rot, and they're destined for disposal, not for like a sawmill or anything. Plus, sawmills don't want anything that has hardware in it. Most of the trees we're cutting down aren't necessarily like saw log quality. They're street trees. They have nails, staples, all kinds of stuff in them.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for Mark? If not, is there a motion to approve the tree warden budget for $77,027?
I move we approve the tree warden budget for $77,027.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an I as well. Okay, excellent. Great.
Thank you much. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, and next up is DPW, and we have Randy Eglin here. I think I saw
Good
him.
evening.
Ah,
Yeah, good evening.
There he is.
hi, how are you?
Good.
Okay, we have a whole list of sections to run through with you. So we will start up here. We're at 190 town buildings.
Biggest increase is 5240, which is repairs and maintenance to the town buildings.
Yeah.
Posed an increase from 214 to 260. We still have ongoing issues with the public safety and library generator. There will be also an increase in the cleaning contract for the buildings, town buildings. It's going out for bid early this spring. We have a library HVAC inductor up on the second floor that's leaking that we can't get access to. It's going to involve probably removing a fairly good section of the ceiling. So that's kind of an unknown cost right now. The maintenance software also, we currently use PubWorks for helping us manage our service requests for the buildings. They are no longer going to be active after I think it's around March 1st or something. It's no longer going to be supported or active. So we're in search right now for its replacement. And G-Works, who bought actually PubWorks, came in with a quote, but it's quite a bit higher, and I'm not sure I'm ready to pull the trigger on there. There are some other competitors out there that are I think a little bit more reasonable. And one of the things I'd like to do this year, as I've discussed, I think since I've been here, is the unreliability of the boilers at the public safety building for various different reasons. One being the biofuel in the oil, and also we have trouble with reliability of the burners staying on. Those are what are called direct vent burners, boilers, and there's only one burner that can be installed on that boiler. I'd like to investigate and take one of the boilers and put an exterior chimney on it and possibly get a different type of burner to see if we get better reliability out of it. For most of the last spring, we were basically running the public safety building on one boiler. They would come out and get it working, and then the other one would go out. It was just a constant chasing each other. We've had different vendors looking at it. Nobody's had a really good idea. And I approached this subject with our current maintenance company, and they thought it was worth a shot, because we've done everything, and the amount of money we spend on repairs every year, if we can get more reliability, I think that chimney on the outside would more pay for itself over a short period of time.
And Randy, all that you just discussed, is that captured under the repairs and maintenance
5240?
line?
Yeah, 5240. Yep.
260,000.
Yep.
Is it fair to say that, we've seen a steady increase in that line over the years? Is it fair to say that that's a reflection of, one, just that the buildings are continuing to age, and some of them are some fairly old buildings, and two, I think you may be trying to catch up on some of the deferred maintenance that was identified in the building assessment from a couple of years ago? Is that
We are
fair?
trying to catch up from the building assessment. That's correct. But our two newest buildings are the biggest problems and cost the most amount of money. For instance, we just had to have the computerized building, digital building control system at the library changed out. The old one failed. You'll probably see it as a capital request. Well, we couldn't do the capital repair fast enough. The old one failed, so we had to bring it in and have a company come in and replace it on an emergency type basis for $19,000. It's those kind of expenses that are really budget busters.
Yeah.
This past year we replaced a number of clay tiles on the roof at the library that were leaking, and around the chimney, had their chimney repointed and the lead flashing at the bottom repaired. That was plus or minus $20,000. But again, those were all identified also in the building maintenance report.
Yeah.
That we've been trying to plug away at as well.
Yeah. Okay.
On a,
Questions for Randy? Go ahead.
sorry, Bob.
No, go ahead.
On a big basis, it's not gonna help us, but sounds like some of these might be more appropriate in capital. Like I assume the boilers are gonna be over 10 grand, or the chimney for the boiler, and the library HVAC may be over 10 grand.
Library HVAC's been done, so the repair of the inductor, I don't think it's going to be 10,000. I would be surprised, and it's quite honestly, I don't know what the chimney at the public safety would be. I'm guessing you're probably not far off from that 10,000. Could it be considered a capital? Yeah, but these items have been requested in capital for a number of years and weren't funded as well. So we're kind of, at a point where we pay for it one way or the other.
Oh yeah, no, I realize on a net basis we're on the hook.
I'd prefer to do it as a proactive, replacement versus a repair an emergency repair replacement like we had with the library control system. And we
All right.
actually had to do the same thing last year with the public safety. That same controller failed at the public safety building, and that was a capital request. It didn't make the funding portion of the list, and then failed, and then got hit on the in our operating budget.
Okay. Other questions for Randy? If not, is there a motion to approve the town buildings budget for $287,900?
I move we approve the town buildings budget for $287,900.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah. Hannah?
Hi, sorry, can you not hear me?
No, I got you now.
Okay.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay, next up is 293. Traffic lights.
The only increase, it's a $200 requested $200 increase for repairs of traffic lights, only because of a rising cost of labor and material costs with the traffic lights. We've been very fortunate that the lights at 110 and 117 haven't been giving us any problems. But that's our oldest light in town that we're responsible for, that I think you're gonna start seeing the bulbs and things like that going on. Backing up just one thing quickly, Bob, I have a report that I send to Marie every month on expenditures at each of the buildings. And tomorrow I'll forward that to you just so you have it. It's kind of an interesting breakdown, and it shows you where we are, how much we've spent since the fiscal year began in each building. It's all broken out.
Okay, great. Yes, thank you. That'd be great. And I'll forward it on to the rest of the advisory committee. Okay, any questions for Randy on traffic lights? If not, is there a motion to approve the traffic lights budget for $2,435?
I move we approve the traffic light budget for $2,435.
A second.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm also an aye. Excellent. Okay. Now we're in the Public Works section on Highway 421. Okay. Go ahead.
The 5.37, a wage increase. It's primarily an employee that was promoted. He got his CDL driver's license. He was a laborer, so he got upgraded to a higher grade with the CDL, and he also has his hydraulic license. So that's that increase that line item, in case you're wondering. It's under wages.
Yep.
Purchase of services, which is 5,200. Again, that's our maintenance software. It's still kind of a wild card how much that's increasing. So that's primarily what that increase is requested. I'm not sure. That may be a typo for heating. I'm not sure why.
Well, it looks like that's consistent with fiscal year 2025.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's consistent with fiscal year 25.
Yeah.
We also had a decent, I think it was 264.9 is what we're paying per gallon.
Oh, can you drop some off at my house?
It's a little problematic.
Oh, well.
Electric just reflects current usage. I increased, I don't know why stickers on the actual for inspection stickers it was 14, 15, because my recollection is they're all even numbers. So that's why I increased it from 1,400. It was $15 over to 1,450, just to make it even number. Tires, based on, I increased it a little bit based on previous fiscal year usage. Diesel fuel is kind of a wild card. You can see back in 2024, our actual was $7,800, and in 2025 we had a significantly reduced year at $3,158. Last year was budgeted at $9,600. I reduced it down to $8,500 with the hopes that with the current.
Excuse me, Randy.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but diesel, if we go into snow and ice season, we pay diesel out of snow and ice. So
That's true.
sometimes it depends on how soon the storms start, where you could see the difference. Where in 24, our storm started much later, and in 25, they started earlier. So that amount went from the charges for diesel go under snow and ice once we have our first snowfall.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. Okay, any questions for Randy on the highway budget? pretty minor increase from last year.
Yep.
There are no questions. Is there a motion to approve the highway budget for $1,003,483?
I move we approve the highway budget for $1,003,483.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm also an aye. Excellent. Okay, 422.
422 is basically any projects that we undertake it also includes catch basin cleaning, sweeping, line painting, things of that nature. You'll see that local improvements, 422, 5842 has historically been funded at $194,000. With the recent construction at 580 Main Street, we received notification that we are going to be a phase 2 stormwater community where we have to track very closely our maintenance activities on our drainage structures, catch basins. They all have to be mapped out, which is what we're in the process of doing now. I increased it with the hopes of starting to tackle some of the detention basins that exist in town that we have neglected maintenance on. So there's 3 in the Fox Run and Quail area that I like to go in and basically do some maintenance on all of them. And that pretty much is equals what a company is doing Moderator Way, doing some maintenance on before we take that over, doing some maintenance on those detention basins. So that's why I increased it to 250. And also, things are just getting more and more expensive. You used to be able to buy a catch basin for like $750 and now like $1,600. Frames and covers have increased significantly. So I think it's been held at 194 for a long time, and I proposed increasing it to 250. It's important to note that this account is what is being used to pay for the temporary chlorination at the library and public safety building right now. So if you look at right now, our balance in local improvements is $127,000 through the end of December. And that chlorination system is $71,250, which leaves us a balance of $55,777 to do our work this spring. We will not be able to do street sweeping or catch basin cleaning this spring because of that. We just won't have enough money. Or line painting. I mean, we may do one and not the other 2. I'm not sure which. We did some line painting in the fall, so that probably will be delayed off. Be the one that gets pushed back, but catch basins and street sweeping are 2 that we may not end up being to do this year.
So Randy, I don't want to conflate the water treatment thing too much with this, because I think there's going to be a fix for that down the road, and this will get restored. But
I understand.
I did want to ask you a little bit about the local improvements line. So, in 23 it was about 150,000 that was spent. In 24, 185. 25 it was another 150-ish. So far this year, I haven't seen the December numbers yet, but as of November, it was about 65 has been spent. I mean, I'm not even sure this year, setting aside the water treatment stuff, we're even going to spend the 194 that's been allocated. And so it seems to me like a jump to 250 when we have yet to even spend up to the 200 mark seems like a large jump.
I agree. But I was looking, it was about 14,000 for each detention basin to clean them out. And that's where my head was going into that. It's going to be an EPA regulation that we have to do this. And I'd rather be proactive than have a consent order behind us with potential fines. That's why I increased it, only because of those, trying to get some of these detention basins cleaned out and working again.
Right. So the 56 is 4 times 14,000. Is that how you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah, that's how I got it. Yeah.
Right. So I guess I'm wondering if the catch basins, which I agree are gonna need to be done, can just be captured within the 194 that we've traditionally allocated, or maybe that gets bumped up a little bit more, because we haven't even spent the full 194 up, in the plan.
Catch basins and detention basins are two different things. Am I confusing? The detention basins are, catch basins flow into the detention basins, collect the stormwater, allow it to infiltrate back into the ground. Those have all been basically, the scrub brush has all grown up within them, so they've lost their storage capacity and their ability to infiltrate. That's what I'm looking to try and clean.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense, and
Yeah.
it has to be done.
Yeah, everything you're saying makes sense. It sounds like it's time. We keep running up against Prop 2.5, and everything else is getting more expensive, and it's going to be a tough to get the numbers to work.
I agree. I understand, where the advisory committee is coming from. Is I just felt it was important as a department head to put it out there. If the committee decides that it's too significant of a jump and from one year to the next, I can live with that too. But I just wanted to be honest and put a reasonable number out there.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the amount doesn't concern me as much as the fact that I'm not sure we can spend that much. That, like, we have never historically spent that much. That's just a big jump. How confident are you that we would actually spend $250,000?
Being one person, putting the bid specs together, advertising them out and everything, I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be a challenge. Because we not only have that, we have regular paving that's got to go out.
Yeah.
It will be a challenge, and I'll be honest with you.
I'm just looking at the last two actuals, 184 and 153. I mean, even if you take the average of the last 2 years of actuals, that's ballparking, right? Call it 165, 170. And we have to do all four, $56,000 worth. You're still only at like 210. So I kind of agree with Bob. I don't think anyone's disagreeing we need to do it and we should budget the 56,000. It's just the starting point. Your baseline doesn't seem to be anywhere close to actual.
If Randy, if that number were to be 210 instead of 250,
that's fine.
Reasonable.
That's fine. Like I said, I felt it important for me to put it out there anyway, and I'm okay with the modest increase to bring it up to 210. That'll give us something to work with. It's one of those things too is we can use some of this money for road paving too if it runs short on our Chapter 90 comes out of this account as well. So, but
right.
A modest increase at 210, I think, makes some sense at this time.
Okay. That's great. And if it turns out that in 27 we spend the entire 210 and more, then certainly we'll reassess for the next year. Okay. Any other questions for Randy on construction and maintenance? If not, is there a motion to approve the construction and maintenance budget for $225,100?
I move we approve the construction and maintenance budget for $225,100.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay. Snow and ice.
Don't touch it. You can increase it, but don't ever decrease it. Please.
180,000. Dinachka, do you also want to weigh in here? I think you advise us the same thing every year.
Yeah, oh, definitely don't decrease it.
Right. No, I don't think we would decrease it. I think the only question is,
You know,
is
it's
it
one of those,
increasing it or does that is it
right?
not?
It's the philosophical discussion, right? Do you try to, because invariably we take whatever's left over in the rest of the budget and put it all towards snow and ice and don't have to raise anything on the recap. Or conversely, do you want to have that extra money roll into free cash and then put the snow and ice on the recap? I mean, it's 6
Right.
1/2. It's
Right. So
kind
I
of
guess we should explain a little bit for maybe the newer members of the advisory committee. Snow and ice, I think, is the one budget item that we're allowed to overspend every year. The catch is that if you increase the budget to snow and ice, you can't decrease it later. Is that,
Yep.
get that right, Nanachka?
Yes.
Right. So traditionally, we have left it much lower than what we actually expend, knowing that it's okay to go over. Okay.
I guess my only comment is our budget is half of what we've spent in the last 3 historical years. Like, it seems like we could go a little bit higher than the 180 and still keep with that same sort of like philosophy, would be my commentary.
Yes, no, we definitely could. We have this discussion every year and you know,
And
everyone's
sometimes it gets increased, and then when you need to cut stuff from the budget, that's the first thing that gets cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
My recommendation is to leave it alone at this point until you see where your bottom line is, and then have that discussion at that point.
I agree.
At the end of the budgeting cycle,
Yes, yeah.
April-ish. Yeah. No, I mean, that sounds like a very reasonable approach because we do have a little more flexibility with this item.
Just as a FYI, we just received authorization from the town administrator to overexpend snow and ice budget. We've depleted the $180,000.
I know every time it snows on a Sunday, I'm like, rats.
Okay. Dinachka, do you think we should just defer this vote anyway? Like this could change?
Yeah, I mean, you might, who knows where we're going to end up at in March. And it's something, if you find yourself that you could add 20,000, great. I mean, my guess is you're not going to find yourself with an extra 20 grand, but you never know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll hold off on this one. But everyone at least understands what we're talking about here. Okay. Let's see. 424 street lighting.
Just under electric, just a modest increase. Only primarily we added, if you've been through the roundabout, there are 14 new lights. They're all LED right there. And then we added a new Cobra Head street light to better illuminate one of the approaches. So this is my guesstimate of the additional costs of electricity. Plus, I don't know when our contract is up for our rate contract is up.
Does anyone have questions on street lighting?
When you reference the rate contract, Randy, is that a PPA or is that like a rate with Constellation? I'm just wondering.
The town has a contract, I think, with Constellation now.
Okay, but it's not through a PPA.
No.
Okay.
All right, is there a motion to approve the street lighting budget for $11,200?
I move we approve the street lighting budget for $11,200.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
All right.
Hannah,
Right.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Okay, transfer station.
Most everything is the same except for recyclable container lease. As you know, there was a transfer station ad hoc committee. I don't know all of their recommendations, but they were talking about some additional source separation or whatever, which would involve us getting another roll off. That's why I added another $200 to that for another lease. And the biggest increase is on 5488 equipment. Aging compactor. In fact, we've got one right now that's not working properly. We've had one company look at it, and we've got another. They can't seem to figure it out. We've got another company come out to take a look at it. We also have the inverter rebuilt annually. We don't have three-phase power at the transfer station, but the compactors are three-phase. So we have to convert that single-phase power into three-phase power. And we generally have one converter rebuilt every year. And for instance, in November 2024, it was a little over $3,000 to rebuild it, because they go in and they take a look at it and they replace everything that's worn. So it's kind of it could be $1,800 or it could be $4,000, depending upon what they find. So that's primarily the biggest increase. A justification for the increases is that the repair cost for the inverter.
Okay. Randy, I did have a question for you on the wages increase. And I was looking at your salary worksheet, and I don't really want to try to switch to it because I think I'm going to screw it up. But this might be related to, you had mentioned earlier that someone got promoted. So I think this is Michael Orciello.
Orciello, yeah, he got from a laborer to a truck driver with his 2 licenses.
So I guess my question, I'm a little confused, and it may just be a typo, because in the FY27, he's listed once as a grade 7 step 3 and once as a grade 5 step 3. And I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, or if the rate is aligned to the grade 7 or grade 5.
Well,
he was a grade 5 step 2.
I
he
think
was
that's
a grade
typo.
5, and it's going to a grade 7. Where that's his promotion, and at the same time he's going up a step because he's a newer employee.
Right. Okay, so it should be, so grade 7 is correct.
Yeah.
And then is the rate correct? It's a big jump, so that must be the grade 7 rate. Must be correct.
3067. Yeah, that's the grade 7.
Yeah. Okay.
The 3067. That's the yep.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a typo. End of the transfer station should be grade 7, step 3.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm, but that really accounts for that increase in wages.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any other questions for Randy on the transfer station? If not, is there a motion to approve the transfer station budget for $305,651?
I move we approve the transfer station budget for $305,651.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
All right,
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. $440 sewer.
Purchase and services, it's increased, modest increase every year. There's a cost of living adjustment that's built into the contract with the operating company, Whitewater. Second item is 5241. Excuse me, I gotta catch my breath here for a minute. This kind of keys into the equipment replacement for the CIP as well. As I stated previously, we have in our discharge permit with the DEP, we have a list of equipment that has to be changed out before the next permit go around. And some of the stuff falls beneath the $10,000 capital threshold. Some of the equipment, some of the smaller pumps, the chemical feed pumps, and that's basically what this increase is to try and cover those costs.
Okay, and this is primarily around the wastewater treatment
Yes, it is
facility?
all wastewater treatment. It is all wastewater.
does this mean we're gonna be seeing 24,000 every 5 years or 2 years, or is this gonna accelerate the repairs?
It'll be this probably for the next 2 years. And then once all the equipment that DP is it's been identified as needing to be replaced based on hours of use, then we can start phasing back a little bit. But in 2030, as we get another big hit of the replacing the filters. Remember that was I think a Warren article that hit was it late 2017 or 2018, where they replaced the filters at the wastewater treatment plant. So it's a constant maintenance. It will always be a constant maintenance account. And anything wastewater treatment and water treatment is ridiculously expensive.
And Ashka, I just made a few little tweaks to the spreadsheet. Did you see that?
I was gonna point
No,
those
my
out.
eyes aren't that good.
These cells weren't totaling all the items for sewer or water.
Oh, okay, I'll correct that. Thank you.
Okay, other questions for Randy on the sewer budget? If not, is there a motion to approve the sewer budget for 38,000?
I move we approve the sewer budget for $38,000.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
All right,
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. 450 water.
5201, you'll see it's a pretty significant increase. That is primarily for operation of the water treatment at the public safety and library. I don't have a price yet out of Whitewater, but with the new chlorination system that is going in at both buildings, the level of treatment and licensing required for the systems has increased. And so that's why I've increased the purchase of services significantly, because I'm anticipating that's going to go up.
And it looks like you're anticipating the repairs too are probably going to go up based on some of the issues we've had.
Yeah, well, chemicals too. It's repairs and chemicals. We're gonna have to start buying the chlorine. So, and reimbursing the vendor for it. So that's what that is.
Okay, anyone have questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the water budget for 15,000?
I move we approve the water budget for $15,000.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. 491 cemetery.
There's no change, no
No
addition.
change.
You want me to? That's level funded, correct?
Yes. I recall that last year we bumped the grounds maintenance budget up just because I think there was a new contract or something like that, and have we seen that? Like, is that coming to fruition? Do you know? Or maybe FY25 was an anomaly and we only spent 1,500.
Well, one of those years we had a lot of trees removed from the cemetery. There was groundwork done. There was a new building put in.
And then we also had the water cisterns
Exactly.
budgeted as well. That got reduced
Right.
back.
Right.
Okay, so do you think we need the 5,000 again for grounds maintenance?
I think there's some more tree work that has to be addressed.
I think
and
that's
Randy,
reasonable because
correct me
that goes back to 2023 number, the actual expenditure, 2023. So I think the 5,000 is a pretty accurate estimate.
Yeah.
I believe the trees that Don was looking at was in South Cemetery in the old section. South Cemetery. Still there. Should they fall, they're going to damage some of the old stones.
Okay. All right, any questions? Is there a motion to approve the cemetery budget for $10,000?
I move we approve the cemetery budget for $10,000.
Second.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. 692 Memorial Day celebration.
We're going up this year because our actual for 2025 was $4,772. Increased cost of flowers, flags, the equipment to hang the flags, these prices have gone up significantly. And every year we have more veterans that we have to address on Memorial Day, so the increase. And we think the 5,000 should cover, hopefully, the cost of Memorial Day celebrations. This also includes flags on the town buildings, POW flags, the flags you see hanging from the telephone poles.
Okay, any questions? Is there a motion to approve the Memorial Day celebration budget for $5,000?
I move we approve the Memorial Day celebration budget for $5,000.
I'll second.
Roll call, Craig,
Aye.
Don,
Aye.
Hannah,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. And
Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. And I noticed that I think I skipped something here, way up at 293. Oh, no, I think we got that, didn't we? Oh,
You
we
got
did.
that.
Just on here twice. Okay, just on my list twice.
Yep.
All right. Think that's it for the budget items. The one other thing we wanted to discuss with you quickly, Randy, was the capital plan. And here's the capital plan. So most of us went on a walkthrough with you back in December, and we also had a discussion about capital items in general with Marie also in December. So I think we're pretty familiar with what the needs are and what what all your various requests are for. My only question, and then I'll open it up to the rest of advisory. Has anything changed significantly in here from what we've discussed before, or anything we should know?
No, I don't think so. I think, first of all, I want to thank, the committee for taking the time out of their day to come and look at each of these items. I think that was very helpful to everybody. One thing I think at the site visit, I mentioned we had another truck that was in the shop with an engine issue that we didn't know what it was 2003 International. Well, we just got that back a couple weeks ago. The cost to fix that was $26,000. So it just reaffirms again, I think that, once we get caught up to get on a rotating schedule and start cycling out some of the vehicles before they get into these large repairs. I mean, the 26,000 is probably more than what the truck is worth, but honestly.
Yeah.
First time I'm looking at this list here. I don't know what's been funded or what hasn't, but the transfer station cameras, I'm working with them, AOT. We're working on a revised quote. The one that we've been going with is about 3 or 4 years old. It's quite old. Technology has changed significantly. So Mark, he's working on that. We're supposed to get together within the next few weeks to go over that. He's on vacation currently. And he got tied up before the holidays with another camera project. And I've also asked the local painter to refreshen the invoice for the quote for Houghton Building, painting of the Houghton Building, considering that that was also a few years old and also has deteriorated more than we looked at it the last time, and some of the skirting has to be replaced. So hopefully I'll be getting that. I got a text that he got out there and he's working on the estimate. So I'll be forwarding that as soon as I get that. I'll forward it to Marie. She can forward it to the committee.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, and just so you know, none of these have been decided on yet.
I understand.
Nor are we voting on anything tonight. We're just trying to stay familiar with all the requests.
Those are the big updates right there. That things that if it is funded could change cost-wise.
Okay. Great. Anyone else on advisory have any questions on these capital items?
I'm just wondering, Randy, if you were able to look into those HVAC units that were creating the mold to further investigate those or figure out maybe what was happening with them.
I have not done anything with that. I'll be honest with you. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, great. Well, Randy and Leslie, thanks for your time tonight. We've covered a lot of ground and we appreciate all the insights into the budgets and the capital.
Thank you.
items.
Thank you.
very
Thank you,
much.
everybody.
Right.
Have a
Thanks.
good night.
Thank you.
Randy.
Take care. Have a good night.
Good night. Okay, we are up to advisory committee business. No transfer requests as far as I know. Does anybody have anything?
I got a little bit of an update. I met with the budget and warrant committee of the school committee. After I dug into it a bit more, they're running close to $3 million in free cash or cash they haven't spent. The school district that had been appropriated to them previously, they look to be increasing that, as I'd mentioned previously. I did I dug into that some, and the OMAC committee had previously indicated to use things like sort of windfalls, I guess is one way to do it. Like they just got an extra 200,000 from the state or a couple of months ago. They're not using that, and I've asked that to be considered, and I'm hopeful. Got my fingers crossed that they're gonna give that more consideration, because them sitting on close to $3 million when they've got an unfunded liability of, I don't know, 50+ million is costing the taxpayer a heck of a lot of money.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Is Don, and you're referencing the fund that we sort of talked about on our very first meeting, right? When you talked to us about the last time that you went to the school committee meeting?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And
They have this excess and deficiency fund, which is also referred to as free cash, but essentially it's money that was budgeted and paid to them, but they never spent it.
And is that separate from, and Bob, I'm sorry that I put a question in an email chain, that my bad.
Okay.
But is that a separate fund, or could that be the same fund that I'm maybe referencing? And this is just like town gossip. I'm hearing it from a man that even lives in Clinton. He doesn't even live in the school district, but he had seemed to think that there was some surplus funds when the loan was originally taken out that were supposed to be like in a high yield savings account or some kind of other fund in order to generate future money for additional expenses that would be required after the high school was finished. Do any of you have any knowledge or context of that?
I really don't. Generally, as I went through their financials, this was in their excess and deficiency and was not officially assigned to anything like you had mentioned. It could be unofficially assigned to it, but it wasn't in the financials as here's an amount we've tucked away for anything.
Okay.
It's called essentially free cash.
Okay. Interesting. This man had just like mentioned that he thought there was this surplus fund for, say, a field to be built afterwards, and that maybe that was actually what the cash was being held for. But I just was wondering if anyone had any historical knowledge of that maybe wasn't passed down.
No, them building a field or updating the field sounds vaguely familiar, but it's not something that I came across in my looking at this stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So I guess the good news is next week we'll be meeting with our school committee reps, and there are actually a number of questions around the school and school buildings and budgeting. So I think next week we'll have a great opportunity to ask our school committee reps, and maybe there'll be some follow-up if they need to get additional information or something.
Awesome.
Good. Okay. Anyone else have anything? So next week we'll be back to our regular schedule, back to Tuesday meetings. And like I said, the primary agenda item is the school committee discussion, and we'll get an agenda out soon. All right. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.